Will, assess your game.
It wasn't perfect by any stretch. I think we had some rough moments really in that second quarter there. But I think we needed this. You know, this was a game where we learned a lot, and that was a really, really good team. That Troy team, I think they won 12 straight. Man, they got one of the tougher defenses I've ever gone against. I mean, those dudes were hitting. They did some really good stuff schematically. Heated us up pretty well, and they disguised everything really well. So it was hard to see what they were doing. So I think that was a really good game for us to learn from. And you know, I feel like a lot of the things that I kind of got away with a little bit in that SEMO game, I wasn't really able to get away with. I feel like I forced a couple throws early with that I wish I could have back, and just taking what the defense gives me. I feel like last week, I was able to be a little more aggressive because when they brought pressure, it was kind of a 2 under 3 deep. There were a lot more holes, and this defense, there weren't as many holes. I wasn't able to kind of take advantage of that as much. So just learning from this and being able to kind of take what the defense gives me a little bit, especially early on, which we fixed that later going forward. But I think there was a lot of opportunities that we had. I mean, we should have scored freaking 80 points on those dudes with the amount of times we had the ball right at midfield. We didn't capitalize on a couple opportunities. But like I said, just we learned a lot from this and going into a big week next week. So
how key was the end of half possession where you guys got in the end zone?
That was big time because we've been stressing that 4 over 4. The 4 minutes going into half, 4 minutes coming out of half, because if you look at a lot of our losses last year, a lot of those were big swings right before half and after half, and having that. We got the ball, I think, with 3.5 minutes left, went 3 and out, and our defense, they went down and scored a touchdown, and we were kind of trying to figure out what we were gonna do, and got a couple of good plays early, and going from there, like having that, having Phil make that move, and having Jaden, make a heck of a block on the outside, that was huge for us going into half, just momentum wise, and obviously with the score.
Did you see 3 deep on the interception throw?
Yeah, it was 3 deep, and that was the corner dividing over top. So it was an ill-advised throw. Just should have checked it down, and he flashed for a second, was open for just a quick second, and that corner, I mean, he made a good play. Wasn't a good throw.
What does Phil mean to you?
Oh, Phil, man, he's really taken his game to another level. I really think, and in terms of everything, not just on the field stuff. I mean, he's really stepped up as a leader in that room, because we lost Cade and Malik last year. Those guys were kind of the dudes in the room, and Phil, he really has stepped up into that role, and he's an old dude now, man. He's a 6th year. We call him like Uncle Phil, or whatever. But I mean, his knowledge and experience is so good, and he's such an explosive playmaker for us. I can't say enough good things about that dude. I love having Phil around here.
What does it say about your wide receiver depth? Last week you had 2 guys over 100 yards, and basically 2 different guys kind of took over this game.
Yeah, no, I think we have so much depth at that position, and it showed. I think those guys did a lot of really good things in camp, and they stepped up big time. When we needed them in these last 2 games, and that's really, really reassuring for me, because I know today they were keen on Ben hard. They were screaming, watch 34. But that means some other guys got to step up, and Jaden had a couple of really good plays. RJ did some good things, and so did Phil. So I'm excited for that group.
It doesn't feel like you guys have played your best football yet by any means, but you still averaged or had the ability to put up 40 in both games. How much on the other side of the ball, the defense just being able to do what they do again and again, gives you guys the confidence to just know you can kind of figure it out and get to the level you want to be at?
Oh, it gives an offense so much confidence. I mean, they gave us the ball at midfield or better. I mean, 3 or 4 times. Like it makes our job so much easier when they're doing what they're doing, especially against 2 pretty good offenses in Troy and SEMO. I mean, I think not a lot of people are giving those guys credit for how good they are, just because they're lower level teams. Those guys are legit, man. They're really good programs, and our defense has done a really good job of stepping up and stopping those dudes, and it makes you feel really good as an offense, because like you said, we haven't played our best offense by any stretch, and we've put up 45 and 42, which is pretty darn good for the amount of mistakes that we've made and things that we've left out there.